From the moment we met, I knew I wanted to be with you. I didn't know that 2.5 years later, we would be getting married, although the thought did cross my mind that night. I was drawn in by your outgoing and caring personality, and let's be real, you're absolutely gorgeous. However, I quickly realized you were not only a pretty face, but you were kind, patient, thoughtful, hardworking, intelligent, generous, family-oriented, dependable, and you love the Lord. These are some of the many reasons I fell in love with you, and that's why I'm confident that I'm choosing the best possible partner to go through life with. So today and always, I promise to love and respect you as the man I marry today, and the man you become 10, 20, and 100 years from now. I promise to love you through all stages of life, and to never give up on us, no matter how hard life may get. I promise to always encourage you, and to always support your dreams. I promise to always be on our team, and to always do what's best for us. I promise to ask tough questions, and to push us to be better. I promise to grow and learn with you as our relationship matures. I promise to always listen, to always trust you, and to always tell the truth. I promise to love our future kids, and to rock the soccer mom look. I promise to get you vegan meals and feed you all the veggies so we can live to 100 together. And I promise to cherish every moment we share together, no matter how big or small. Jamieson William Haak, you are my best friend and the love of my life. I vow to love you more than anyone else could ever possibly love you.
Christy, when we first started dating, we talked about this. We thought that we worked well together because we were happy on our own and we were happy together. And it's amazing to see how our relationship has transitioned from two separate entities to one whole body today. Every day I live life with you. I learn from your passion, your patience, and kindness. You make me strive to be a better partner, a better student, and a better friend. Now I can't imagine what life would be like without you. I need you. And today I'm so ecstatic to know that I will always have you. And you will always have me for as long as we shall live. And with the way you make us see, that could be a pretty long time. Today we are making several promises to each other in the covenant of marriage. But because marriage is a covenant and not a contract, these promises are not restricting, but rather they are privileges that are free. Today I promise, Christy, to be faithful, selfless, and forgiving. I vow to give everything I have to our relationship, never doubting its importance. I vow to walk through each phase of life that we encounter together with grace, understanding, patience, and unwavering commitment to one another. I promise to continue to date you, spoiling you with every chance I get, just like you deserve. I promise to serve you with my whole heart and mind with every last breath that I have, together forever.
Wonderful. All right, can you guys hear me? Yeah, in the back? Love it. Okay. I'm Kyle Haak. I'm one of Jamieson's brothers, and I'm the best man. So I'm really glad that Jamieson found Christy and that Christy found Jamieson, because Jamie and I grew up together. We've been best friends forever. He's taken care of me all through middle school, through everywhere, all the schools. He held me when I was young. He was a senior in high school, and he let me hang out with his friends when I was a freshman, so that was a pretty cool deal. One day, we came home with airsoft guns, and we explained to our mom that we wanted to shoot each other the next day. And so we came to the conclusion that our father would have to shoot us first before we could shoot each other. And so we were downstairs trying to figure out who's going to go first. Jamie, the older brother, stepped up. And so our mom's upstairs. She's really concerned. Our dad is loading the airsoft gun. And Jamie's standing there. He's getting ready to get shot. He's preparing mentally. And he pulls the trigger, aimed right at the square of his back, and the pellet curves up and hits him right in the neck. So now Mom is crying of terror. Jamie's crying of pain. My dad's crying of laughter. And I'm running upstairs going to put a hooded sweatshirt on. From then on, any cousin, we've got a lot of younger cousins, so any cousin that wanted to play airsoft, they had to get shot the same way. Not in the neck, but in the back. And so it was moments like those all throughout our childhood that really brought us close together and made us best friends. And now I'm so happy that Jamie gets to become best friends or is best friends with Christy. And Christy is a beautiful, intelligent, compassionate woman, and I'm so happy for the two of you. Christy's also the reason we're all here. So I don't know if everyone knows the story. But essentially, there was a social gathering of all the MSU students. And Jamie's standing there, and he looks across the room and sees Christy, and he explains it to me that it was like love at first sight. And it was just this awe-inspiring moment. And Christy's looking back at him. But Christy, this wasn't the first time that Christy saw Jamieson, because Christy and her friends had done a little pre-scouting the spring before. And so Jamieson was really just following along with the plans, and by fate, here we are tonight, 2 years later. So thank you, Christy, for doing the pre-scouting and keeping us all on track. These two, they're about to embark on the most wonderful journey of their lives. They're going to come across new all-time highs and new all-time lows. They're going to buy a home, they're going to start their careers, and one day start a family. These two are going to do it all together. They're not going to wait until they figure their lives out before they start their careers on their own, before they get settled. They're going to do this now, and they're going to do this together. They're going to grow together. They're going to laugh together. They're going to cry together. They're going to model together. They might do anesthesia together. They're going to parent together, and they're going to love together. They're choosing to become one in the eyes of the Holy Spirit and in front of all of us today. Christy and Jamieson are going to go through this crazy, wild thing we call life together. So, if you've got a glass, please raise it high, and cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Dr. and Dr. Jamieson and Christy Haak.
Good evening, good evening. I want to start off by saying how happy I am to be here. Also very nervous, I'm going to be reading off this a lot. I'm the SOB, the sister of the bride. And let me just start off by saying how proud I am to come from the same gene pool as this incredibly gorgeous woman. Christy, you were the best sister I could have ever asked for. You're so compassionate, rescuing hundreds of frogs with me from our window wells every summer, and giving regular dog exams to our dog Chewy as a 6-year-old with your plastic stethoscope. You're also known to have a good time, like the time our dad pulled us around on a Christmas tree as we tried to surf on it, because that's how we do it when you grow up in William, Tucky. And although our mom isn't here today, I know she would be so proud of the amazing woman you are today. And Jamieson, I know she would have loved you like her own son. Jamieson and Christy, you are the perfect match. And I definitely speak for everyone when I say that we're so blessed to have you in our lives. I'm so happy for you guys to start your beautiful life together. Just let me know when you're ready to move in, for me to move into your basement. I've got my bags packed, so just say the word, I'm there. Until then, let's celebrate the beautiful bride and the handsome groom. Cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Jamieson Haak.
Hello, I am the father of the beautiful bride and the other beautiful maid of honor. And it's so I wanted to take this opportunity I'll speak a little bit to Jamieson and then to Christy and then kind of to both of you. And because it's the captive audience, you have to listen to me this time. So Jamieson, first, I want to welcome you to the family. I'm so pleased to have you as a new son-in-law and to be your new father-in-law. And along with Christy, I know the ink is now dry on the marriage license, so the rest of the family comes with her. You have to take us. So I've come to love you and appreciate that you are a fine man. And I know you love Christy. And I know you are very kind and thoughtful to her and will treat her well. And so it is without any reservation that I entrust my precious and lovely daughter to you. Thank you. So now on a different note, since I have the opportunity, I'm going to try to give you my first father-in-law advice. So it wasn't so long ago, but you may think it was hundreds of years ago that I was close to your age. And I can tell these stories now because I'm getting old enough to say that. And I was preparing to get married, and I thought I had life by the tail. I knew it all. I had places to go and things to accomplish, and I pretty much thought I had everything going and knew it all. And then I got married, and things changed a little bit. So I, like you, grew up with one brother, and things were like totally guy-centered at our house forever, right? There was sports, there was, riding motorcycles and snowmobiles and hunting and doing guy things, and that's the way life was. That's the way I thought life was, and I had it all down. And then, I went to school, and I was starting my career and thinking, I'm putting myself into work, and I had it all. And then I was going to get married, and life was going to be happily ever after. But I just want to give you, spoiler alert, girls are different than guys. So I had to kind of learn things all over again. So I hope that you will take the opportunity to be humble and learning. And as you begin your life with your new bride, take the time to listen and understand. And there'll be times when it's hard to understand. And it's like, how can this fearless, courageous person who as a little child would sit and casually hold snakes while she read books and think nothing of it, and how could this fearless, courageous person who would bungee jump at the foot of Victoria Falls, 360 feet in the air, think nothing of it. How could this courageous, fearless person be scared to death of butterflies? I don't know. So sometimes you just have to take things and say, I'm just going to accept them the way they are. I don't understand it, but it's the way it is. And just remember, these words, these magic words go a long way. Yes, dear. Okay, so when you don't understand, just go along with it and say, yes, dear. Okay? Or there's some things, let me look at my notes here, I'm sorry. Well, let me move on to Christy. So Christy, I love you. And you are a wonderful daughter, and I was totally, totally blessed by God to be your father, to watch you grow, and to develop into such a wonderful person and young lady. And I'm so happy for you. And I'm so happy that you've met Jamieson, the love of your life. And I can see it in both of your eyes and your kisses that you love each other. And I'm so happy for that. That is wonderful. And so now, my dad advice to you. It's very simple, and actually it's really difficult because your wedding vows were so awesome today. I'm so proud of you guys. You're like, wow, you guys are like way ahead of the curve. It's like, how can people think of all that fine stuff that you guys went through? That's awesome. So I'm really happy that you are thinking and planning so well for your marriage, and that will serve you well. So my little advice isn't really that much because you guys did such a great job already of thinking about this. But Christy, if you will just respect and love Jamieson, even when things get tough, and they will get tough at times, and it doesn't feel like the first thing you want to do, just, you got to keep doing that, okay? And then secondly, go to bed each night with a clean slate. Don't let things simmer and percolate below the surface. Don't hold grudges. Just go to bed, get things taken care of, and go to bed with a clean slate every night. And then, throw in a back massage or a neck rub or two. That always helps. Okay, so finally, just a few words for both of you. So both of you have chosen to work extremely hard and to go into the high calling of being a physician. And I applaud you for that. And I know, not from first-hand experience, but from second-hand just watching, how difficult that is. And I applaud you for that and encourage you to keep going. You guys are awesome. But I would also challenge you to not make that your highest calling. It's a high calling, but not the highest calling. I would challenge you that the highest calling, as you have already stated earlier today, your highest calling is to serve God, and second highest calling is to serve each other. And so I would just challenge you guys to every day make it a point to serve each other and serve God, and the rest is all going to fall in place. So I'd like to offer a toast. Here's to a lifetime of love and fulfillment. For Jamieson and Christy, cheers.